I'm Victoria Arlane. New York Giants general manager Dave Gettleman on Tuesday remains coy when asked about the swirl of speculation around his team's #2 draft pick. But there was definitely one topic he took a stand on: the talent of running back Saquon Barkley.
He can string together moves and get in and out of stuff. Funny, I did him right before I came down. He's unique, no doubt about it. He's big, he's powerful, he can step on the gas, he's got different levels of speed. I mean, he catches the heck out of the ball, and he sees the blitz pickup stuff. So, you know, he's unique. Guys, this is the second pick of the draft. We really have to picture this guy putting on a gold jacket. So that's the conversation we're having, is whoever when we set the board and have our conversations, is that guy worthy of being the second pick of the draft? ... Can we picture him putting him someday maybe putting on a gold jacket?
Now back to First Take.
Starting to like this guy. New Giants GM Dave Gettleman put in a lot of pressure on the #2 pick, saying the player better be wearing a gold jacket someday. Max, we know what that means. What does Gettleman need to do with that pick?
He's absolutely right about his point of view about this, Molly. He's not putting pressure on the pick. He's putting pressure on himself.
Yep.
He's saying he has to. Now, of course, they have to develop the player also. But they need to identify a Hall of Famer with a #2 pick. I totally agree. You do not draft for need. You draft the best player. Now, if the best player is a position that you have an abundance of and there's a guy almost as good, you have a couple of excellent safeties and he's a safety and there's a guy almost as good as him, but he's a running back, you need to take the running back. I get that. I think what Gettleman is saying here, I believe Chris Canty, Stephen A., that they've identified the guy they want. I also believe it is Sam Darnold. I believe that a lot of teams have identified Sam Darnold as that guy, and if he's not there, I think what Gettleman is saying is he's going to take the best player. And I believe that's Saquon Barkley. And I believe Saquon Barkley is a potential Hall of Famer. It's a lot to say about a guy. But in terms of raw talent, this is the best running back prospect in my lifetime that I've seen. We're watching him in college. I think here's his ceiling as a pro. I think he has the most potential of any running back I've ever seen coming out of college. And I think Gettleman's point of view is exactly right. Get the best guy.
Well, you got to get the best guy. There's no question about it. And when you look at the Saquon Barkley, I don't think it's just that simple. I think that if Sam Darnold is comparable, playing the quarterback position, there's an upside to him where they talk about running backs are devalued from the second they're drafted, because the second they start touching the football, obviously their value is going to diminish some degree because of attrition. Then we have to take this into account, something that we never said about Ezekiel Elliott when he was coming out of Ohio State. Max Kellerman, did you know that there was only a couple of times where Saquon Barkley had 20-plus carries at Penn State last season? So if we know that, it's not a question just about his ability. There's a question about his durability.
Sure.
The fact, can he handle the load that's going to be required of him to be every bit as brilliant as we think he is as a talent? Now, that doesn't mean necessarily carrying the football out of the backfield. It means pass catching, too, and we understand that. But nevertheless, in terms of actual touches, is this guy going to get enough activity to justify him being not just the #2 overall pick, but a guy you've passed up on quarterbacks in order to get? These are the kind of questions that Saquon Barkley generates. If I got to take the best player, I'm going with him. No question about it, especially if I'm Cleveland, since I have 2 of the top 4 picks in the NFL draft, including #1 overall. But if I'm the New York Giants, I take Saquon Barkley under all circumstances except one. If I have on my board a particular quarterback that I am salivating for, one guy that I am salivating for, not just one of the 4, but one guy that I absolutely know unequivocally that I want. If I have that guy, I would take that before Barkley.
That's what Gettleman's saying,
the
I
only
believe,
circumstances under which I would take a quarterback over Barkley.
Stephen A., I believe that's what Gettleman's saying. I think that they've identified one guy they see as different than the others. If that guy's available, he thinks he's going to the Hall of Fame. He's not saying just take the best guy. If you have a look, the best guy is the Hall of Fame quarterback because he has more value. If the running back could play quarterback, he would. You get paid more. It's a higher profile position. It's a longer career. You make more money. The reason the running back is the running back is he can't play quarterback. So if a quarterback can make the Hall of Fame, but there's a running back who's even better for a running back, in fact, the quarterback's the better player, and so you'll take him. But if that guy's not there with their pick, if their preferred quarterback is off the board, I think Gettleman is signaling here he's going to take the best guy. And you bring up Saquon Barkley and his versatility. Stephen A., that's the thing about Saquon Barkley. Think about Christian McCaffrey last year. Everyone knew he was going to be good in the NFL. But is he really more of a receiver than a running back? You can run between the tackles, stuff like that. And the way he was used, the feeling seemed to be yes. But Saquon Barkley can do the receiving stuff that Le'Veon Bell and Christian McCaffrey can do. Plus, he's 235 pounds and runs like the wind and is the most physically powerful guy. So you can run him all kinds of ways, use him all over the field. And you even heard him in terms of pass protection, like he can help there. If your line is weak, he can pick things up. This guy is just the most complete, different kind of prospect I've ever seen. And I agree with you. If your preferred quarterback is there, you take him. Otherwise, you take the best player. And I believe that is Saquon Barkley. And I think Gettleman is signaling that right now.
Works for me.
All right, guys.
Also, Nelson at guard. You have a lot of top talent when you're drafting second. Whoever it is, better make the Hall of Fame.
The last time they drafted second, it was LT. I think that worked out okay. But the last three players selected number 2 overall, all quarterbacks. Trubisky, Wentz, Mariota. Tomorrow, you don't want to miss what Ray Allen has to say about his beef with the Celtics and what was the hardest part about playing with LeBron. The future Hall of Famer joins us Thursday right here on First Take.
James outside, 3 in the air, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Bosch, 7 seconds. Ray Allen a 3 from the corner. It's good! Allen a 3! There are no timeouts, but the clock is stopped. The clock is stopped to make sure it's a 3.
How's he getting?